It is May 11th, 2026, and these are the infectious disease news stories for today. Going to start with hantavirus. So, right now we're up to 10 cases that are either confirmed or suspected. We've got a person in France that was disembarked in the Canary Islands who's tested positive since disembarkation and supposedly has gotten worse. Her condition is worse. We have an American who tested positive, then tested negative, and they're saying that he was mildly positive. Unclear what that actually means. That person is in the biocontainment unit at Nebraska. We have two other individuals, one symptomatic but tested negative, that is in Atlanta's biocontainment unit along with their spouse. This is the original group of 18 people that disembarked in the Canary Islands that are American. And I think it's important to remember that we should expect to see more positive cases that occur. This is why we're doing all of this. And this process will go on for some time, but positive cases are to be expected, and we have no secondary cases. I also wanted to mention the fact that we're still understanding the contact pattern on this ship. We know that those at least original 8 people were likely linked to the first index case, the person who was bird watching. How they were linked, I think it's important to know. It says people say that they all had close contact with each other. Does everyone have close contact with each other? How are these transmission events occurred? And I say this because there are people online, including some very reputable people, talking about a prior outbreak in Epillon, I think I pronounced that right, in Argentina, where that birthday party led to 34 cases, and that there were some cases that they couldn't quite explain with contact, like a handful, maybe 5 or so, where they thought maybe there was some other type of transmission, maybe through the air. That's not been confirmed, but I think it's important to keep that as a hypothesis of in certain circumstances, maybe something like that can happen with the super spreader. I don't think there's any evidence of that in this outbreak yet. And I think it's important that we look at the epidemiology in the ground, look at the fact that there's no secondary cases, and integrate all of that together. The other thing I think is important to know is that we've started to see the government start to respond, and it seems to be pretty robust with multiple government officials. I'm glad to see people like Dr. Christine from HHS speaking. I think it's not a good thing if RFK Jr. speaks about this because he has no credibility on infectious disease issues because he doesn't believe in the germ theory of disease. So it's good that the competent people are getting to speak. There was an article in Wired talking about contact tracing apps. Unlikely to be helpful in this type of situation because of what's going on here. It's a small enough outbreak that the contact tracing apps that they use in some instances in COVID aren't really going to have a major impact at this time. And I think that's what we have today for Haunted.